Hi guys, my name's Zach and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Another Aussie Investor. Today we're going to take a look at superannuation. What exactly is superannuation? How does it work? And is it going to be enough for when you retire? Stick around and we'll find out. So first off, what exactly is superannuation? It's a regular payment that's put into a fund by your employer until it reaches the maturity age in which you can retire and then live off. However, you cannot use this money before it reaches the age unless under certain circumstances. In 1973, the Whitlam government established the National Superannuation Committee of Inquiry. Later on in 1976, a national scheme was suggested in Parliament but decided against, and it wasn't until 1992 the Keating Labor government, that's these guys, introduced the compulsory employer contribution scheme. However, it didn't come into full effect until 1997 and was only at 1%. So how does this all work? Well, at the moment, bearing in mind super legislation can change at any moment, your employer has to pay 9.5% equal to your earnings for the year. From here, you can choose to put more money on top of this, which could have several positive tax outcomes. From there, your super fund manager then invests depending on the choices in which you've chosen within that super fund. Now this all sounds fine and dandy, doesn't it? But there are several cons, including fees and such, which we need to further look at. It's important to understand the difference between fees and charges on different super funds. The average fund could end up paying over $174,000 in fees. As you can see in this example, the difference from a 1% charge to a 2.5% charge on your account can be a phenomenal difference by the time of retirement. The preservation age. So depending on your age, you most likely won't be able to access any of your super fund until at least 60 years of age. So if you wanted to slow down and work a few less hours a week, or take a big holiday before you're 60, it won't be happening using your super money. A super fund is only an investment vehicle. It's important to understand, even though it's your money and you can somewhat choose the investment strategy, you cannot choose the exact stocks in which your money is invested in, which can cause a lack of diversification. When we take into consideration the fees on top of this, it will often lead to an underperforming super fund when compared to investing directly into the market. As we said before, it's key to remember that legislation and law can change at any moment, including the preservation age going up even further, meaning you might have to work even longer until you can retire. Other options for retirement. So from here, you might be asking, but what other options are there to help me retire? Well, depending on the lifestyle you want to live and how soon you want to retire, you could invest in things such as exchange-traded funds, also known as ETFs, individual stocks, real estate, or government bonds. But this is really a whole nother video on itself, and this is only my opinion and not direct advice. So by now, you might be asking, is superannuation going to be enough on its own to retire? Well, let's take some average numbers of an Australian at 25 years old earning $60,000 a year before tax. By the time they retire at 67 years of age, they'll have around $530,000. If they were to pay themselves a wage of $830 a week or $43,000 a year, that money is going to run out by the time they are 79 years old. So if you think about taking a few big holidays and possibly some medical expenses that will show up around that age, I don't believe that $43,000 a year is enough. So all in all, my final opinions on super are that I think it's a great system, as it helps people put aside money for retirement that otherwise might not be involved in investing, and it looks as though the superannuation input will raise from 9.5% to 12% contributions by 2025. However, due to the fact of the preservation age and the possibility of legislation changing at any time, I will not be personally putting any extra money towards super and will be using other investment ways to make money. Alright guys, so if you could please subscribe, hit that bell notification and give this video a like, and if you've got any questions, please go ahead and comment. Until the next one, thank you.